Good day! Right, in this video we're going to be looking at a brand new map that's been released for the new Warcry setting, Heart of Ghur, and potentially some new Warbands. Pretty much definitely Chaos Legionnaires, maybe some Spider Riders. Okay, here's our brand new map. Phil Kelly's talking about this brand new setting, Heart of Ghur. We've got part of a map. It was slowly expanding. If you look down the bottom left as well, there's a little corn symbol kind of sneaking up there that's hidden. But we've got some really interesting things here. So, two of these symbols very likely correspond to two of the warbands we've already seen. So, checking out the Sking, Sloth, then Rotmire Creed, I mean, they're pretty much a shoo-in to be living in a place like that. And also we've got the Horns of Hashut. We know that they are forgers. They're working in a forge, they've got all the equipment. The Tainted Wound sounds like maybe it could be a forge. Maybe they're treading a little bit on Iron Golem territory here. We don't know. Really interesting stuff in this map though, and there's also some reasons that we might think that they're going to be moving away from Chaos Warbands this time around. So I'll talk about the Chaos ones first a little bit. There's a very good chance that Chaos Legionnaires are going to be one of the next Warbands, or certainly one of the ones that's released this year. So I haven't shown a picture of them here, but about a month ago, big leak online of Slaves to Darkness content. It included a picture of a whole page of Chaos Cultists, which included 11 warbands that we know about, including these two brand new ones, Rotmire Creed and Horns of Hashut, and it also included a Chaos Legionnaire. It was in Spanish, I think they were called Legionnaire Chaos, but it's pretty much translated pretty well. So yeah, and then a contents page came up and they were also included in there. The interesting thing about this is that the Slaves to Darkness book is due to come out at the end of this year, end of 2022, and there's no other warbands kind of appearing there. Rotmire Creed do not appear in there, so it is Horns of Hashut. All the previous Chaos-based Warcry warbands, there were 12 of them in total, including Horns of Hashut and the Chaos Legionnaires. So, yeah, so essentially what I'm doing, seeing that the Rotmire Creed really do kind of fit in there, and they've even got the Nurgle symbol, we're pretty much expecting those in the Nurgle book. It seems reasonable to suspect that some of these other symbols that we're looking at may correspond to other warbands. And, you know, this is the fun part really. So yeah, you can find out more about the Chaos Legionnaires online, but you know, I'm not going to share the pictures of those on here because it's a little bit iffy. It was leaked. Yeah. Anyway, so interestingly, we have the Word Lights, assuming this is pronounced the same way as Mordheim's Wordstone. So a Tzeentch warband, and down here in the very bottom left, we do appear to have a Khorne warband, which does make me think that perhaps if this was expanded slightly more, there's probably a sneaky Slaaneshi warband sort of lurking somewhere off the page. The really interesting thing here is we've got 3 destruction warbands potentially. So this is the one that I was kind of most excited about. Maybe Spider Riders. So traditionally, Warcry warbands are their own thing. They're something brand new, they're holding a mix of equipment, and when they're translated back into Age of Sigmar, they don't necessarily do as many things as they'll do in a game of Warcry. The reason I'm thinking they might be doing something slightly different here is that they may not want pages in every single army book like they've got in the Slaves to Darkness of just all these different cultists. They're all very similar, plus or minus a couple of traits or an ability and that kind of thing. And there's a spider there, it's called the Spine Crawler Web. Spiders fit in really nicely to this kind of jungle theme, climbing over the terrain, lots of scatter terrain. That would be a real benefit. And, well, Spider Riders kind of need an update. They're nice models, but they were designed very much for kind of cavalry base and lining up next to each other. So could we be seeing a move towards populating Warcry with these kind of missing units, kind of like we're seeing in Kill Team, where you get an upgrade sprue or you get a unit that's needed an update, and they can drop it into the game that way. So, you know, I'm kind of into predictions and slightly wish listing here. I mean, it'd be great to see these things. So, Spider Riders, let's just go with it. We're going to say the Spider Riders there. I would have said as well, the Legionnaires may not be here. This one's a little bit of a, I don't know what that one is. This one could be something else, but it might be that these two swap places, maybe. So yeah, I said 3 on destruction. Actually, there's 4. So yeah, potential Spider Riders. We've got some definite Moon Clan vibes down here. The Great Stinkhorn. Stinkhorn could suggest that maybe Troggoth, given that the swampier Troggoths have an aura of stink around them. Certainly fit with it. Although the moon symbol, generally speaking, you're talking the Moon Clan or the Squig side of things. Over here we have ogres that I missed out the first time I was looking, and over here we do have the Orcs, or the Orcs. So, thinking units on the destruction side of things, potentially the Ardboys, or what were the Black Orcs back in Warhammer Fantasy, assuming we are possibly getting updates that could slot into Warcry and not just a random new selection of models, in which case I can't really predict those at all. But it would be nice to see some Ardboys there. For the Moon Clan, they had a massive update, so we pretty much are, aside from the Spider Riders, which I'm sort of counting separately here, so just thinking Moon Clan, there's the Shaman packs, there's the character with Squig, the old Skarsnik model. They wouldn't really fit into a Warcry setting, so if this does happen, some brand new Moon Clan Grot stuff, something we haven't seen before, that would be fab. Maybe some Squigs. Squigs are always good. Going over to the ogres, maybe man-eaters. They're still fine cast, the majority of them, aside from the Shadespire Warband. That could be interesting to see. Could work in Warcry. They'd have different kit. Could work in AOS. So that would be an interesting one to see. As for the Tzeentch and Khorne, not really too sure. Could be anything. I mean, it's chaos again, so are we looking at something like the Rotmire Creed where we're getting humans? I mean, there is a really good Tzeentch style warband already existing in the current range, although they're not officially Tzeentch, but they look it. So then we go on to, let's have a look at Camp Fortune. I mean, that's got to be a Cities of Sigmar one. Look at the logo, that's appeared pretty much on the old Empire banners. So, is this a Dawnbringer Crusade? Could well be. That would be fab to see. I mean, they've already released a few images of some bits and pieces that they've been working on. So yeah, maybe they'll appear here first. And finally, definitely Soulblight Gravelords. Soulblight Gravelords. I was going to say Vampire Counts. I'll stick with Vampire Counts. Easier to say. Dreadfang's Tower. You know, I'd like to see a Necrach style. I know the sort of the ghouly ones kind of have that look, but yeah, one of the old-fashioned Necrach-y vampires that's a little bit different still to the one that's appeared in Warhammer Underworlds, but that would be interesting to see. So anyway, the leaks do suggest there is a move away from Slaves to Darkness warbands. We're probably not going to see too many more humans of Chaos in various different forms, aside from the Chaos Legionnaires, which have sort of been leaked. That book's due out at the end of the year. They've confirmed it in the Army book roadmap. We do know there's 2 brand new Army books coming out on the roadmap for destruction, so it seems like reasonable odds that we might see a couple of warbands or something new for the Gloomspite Gits, which would encompass these 2 here, maybe the Ogres, maybe the Orcs, something that's gonna, I mean, it's not going to be an Orc book because that's already out, so maybe one of these ones. Anyway, who knows? So yeah, I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts and feelings on all of this. Bit of a ramble, but it's quite exciting. It's really nice to kind of consider these things and see what might be coming along. So yeah, cheers for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, if you like it, if you'd like to see more of this. Entirely up to you. Anyway, thanks for getting this far, and let me know what you think.